Honesty Comes from the Heart by Sudha Murthy. One bright June morning 3 years ago, I was reading my Kannada newspaper as usual. It was the day the secondary school leaving certificate result had been published. While columns of roll numbers filled the inside pages, the list of rank holders and their photographs took up almost the entire front page. I have great fascination for rank holders. Rank is not merely an index of one's intelligence. It also indicates the hard work and the perseverance that the students have put in to reach their goal. My background: I was brought up in professor's family, and my own experience as a teacher has led me to believe this. Of all the photographs in the morning newspaper, one voice snapshot caught my attention. I could not take my eyes off him. He was frail and pale, but there was an enduring sparkle in his eyes. I wanted to know more about him. I read that his name was Hanumantappa and that he had secured the 8th rank. That was all the information I could gather. The next day, to my surprise, his photograph was published again, this time with an interview. With growing interest, I learned that Hanumantappa was a coolie's son, the oldest of the 5 children. They belonged to a tribal group. He was unable to study further, he said in the interview, because he lived in a village and his father, the sole breadwinner, earned only ₹40 a day. I felt sorry for this bright boy. Most of us send our children to tuitions and coaching classes. We buy them reference books and guides and provide the best possible facilities for them without considering the cost. But it was different for Hanumantappa of Rampura. He had excelled in spite of being denied some of the basic necessities of life. While I was thinking about him, with the newspaper still in my hand, Hanumantappa's postal address was published in the interview. Without wasting much time, I took a postcard and wrote to him. I wrote only 2 lines saying that I was interested in meeting him and asking whether he could come to Bangalore. Just then, my father, ever a practical man, returned from his morning walk. He read the postcard and said, "Where will he have the money to come so far? If you want him to come here, send some money for his bus fare plus little extra to buy himself a decent set of clothes." So I added a 3rd line to say that I would spend for his travel and some clothes. Within 4 days, I received a similar postcard in reply. 2 sentences. In the first sentence, he thanked for the letter. In the second sentence, he expressed his willingness to come to Bangalore and meet me. Immediately, I sent him some money and details of my office address. When he finally arrived in our office, he looked like a frightened calf that had lost its way. It must have been his first trip to Bangalore. He was humble. He wore a clean shirt and trousers, and his hair was neatly parted and combed. The sparkle in his eyes was still there. I got straight to the point. "We're happy about your academic performance. Do you want to study further? Would like to sponsor you. This means we will pay your fees for any course of study you wish to take up wherever it may be." He did not answer. When Hanumantappa was ready to return home, he said in a low and steady tone, "Ma'am, I want to pursue my studies in the Teachers Training College in Bellary. That is one nearest to my village." I agreed instantly, but spoke to him a little more to find out whether there was any other course he preferred. I was trying to make it clear to him that we would pay the fees for any course he might choose. The boy, however, seemed to know exactly what he wanted. "How much money should I send you per month? Does the college have a hostel facility?" I asked. He said he would get back to me after collecting the correct details. 2 days later, he wrote to us in his beautiful handwriting that he would require approximately ₹300 per month. He planned to take up a room on rent and shared it with a friend. The two boys would cook for themselves in order to cut their expenses down. I sent him rupees 1800 to cover his expenses for 6 months. He acknowledged my draft without a delay and expressed his gratitude. Time passed. One day I suddenly remembered that I had to pay Hanumantappa for the next 6 months, so I sent him another draft for rupees 1800. This too was duly acknowledged, but I was surprised to find out some currency notes in the envelope along with his letter. Madam, he had written, it is kind of you to have sent me money for the next 6 months, but I was not in Bellary for the last 2 months. 1 month our college was closed for holidays, and during the next month there was a strike, so I stayed at home for these 2 months. My expenditure these months was less than rupees 300 per month. Therefore, I am sending you the rupees 300 that I have not used for the last 2 months. Kindly accept this amount. It was taken aback. Such a poverty and yet such honesty. Hanumantappa knew, expected no account of the money sent for his monthly expenses. Yet he had made it a point to return the balance money. Unbelievable, but true. The experiences taught me that honesty is not the mark of any particular class, nor it is related to education or wealth. It cannot be taught at any university. In most people, it springs naturally from the heart.